Witchfire is a dark fantasy first-person shooter developed by the astronauts, set in a haunting world filled with witches and dark magic. The game combines intense action with RPG elements, allowing players to wield both firearms and magic in their quest to hunt down powerful witches. The game has been available in early access on the Epic Games Store since 2023, but it's making its long-awaited Steam debut with a new update.
With witchfire in my blood, I'm a sinner, an abomination, and our only hope.
Jurassic Park Survival is an upcoming single-player action-adventure game developed by Saber Interactive. Set shortly after the events of the original 1993 Jurassic Park film, players will take on the role of Dr. Maya Joshi, an InGen scientist stranded on Isla Nublar. The game focuses on stealth, survival, and exploration as players navigate a fully realized Isla Nublar filled with dinosaurs and other dangers.
Is anyone there?
Slackjaw is a first-person psychological horror game where players must survive as the latest victim of a serial killer. Set in an atmospheric environment, the game focuses on exploration, stealth, and puzzle solving, with players needing to uncover secrets and plan their escape while avoiding the killer. The story is inspired by real events, adding an extra layer of intensity to the gameplay. Developed by Nostromo Interactive, Slackjaw utilizes Unreal Engine 5 to deliver a dark and immersive horror experience. AILA is an upcoming first-person psychological horror game developed by Pulsatrix Studios and published by Fireshine Games. Set in a near-future world, players assume the role of Samuel, a game tester for a revolutionary AI called AILA. The game taps into multiple horror subgenres, including survival horror, psychological horror, and action horror, with various levels designed to immerse players in unsettling and terrifying scenarios.
Reveal to you the real horror.
Ferocious is an upcoming first-person shooter developed by Omyog and published by TinyBuild. Set on a dangerous prehistoric island, the game plunges players into intense action against dinosaurs, prehistoric creatures, and mercenaries. Drawing inspiration from games like Crysis and Far Cry, the game combines exploration, survival, and combat with a rich environment made possible by the Unity engine. The island's landscape includes destructible foliage and dynamic weather, adding to the immersive experience. Industria 2 is the sequel to the 2021 narrative-driven FPS Industria. Developed by Bleak Mill and powered by Unreal Engine 5, this game continues the story of Nora, a researcher trapped in a parallel dimension. The setting is a mix of post-industrial decay and boreal wilderness, offering a visually stunning yet bleak world. The game promises an immersive experience with intense combat, exploration, and survival mechanics. Atomfall is an upcoming single-player survival action game developed by Rebellion. Set to release in March 2025, the game takes place in a post-apocalyptic setting in northern England, 5 years after the real-life 1957 wind-scale nuclear disaster. Players will explore a quarantine zone filled with dangers, from mutated creatures to hostile factions and mysterious cults. The gameplay focuses on survival, scavenging, crafting, and decision-making, where every interaction can influence the story. Decadent is a first-person horror game set in an alternate version of the 1920s, developed by Incantation Games. The story follows John Lorne, a World War I veteran and occultist, as he searches for his son in the Arctic. The gameplay blends atmospheric exploration, Lovecraftian horror, and combat. Players will face hostile mountain tribes, hybrid aquatic creatures, and ancient horrors, all while managing John's health and mental state. The game introduces a unique sanity mechanic, where mental deterioration can lead to hallucinations or panic attacks.
Let me see.
Ah, you have a good eye. Top of the line. We'll blow ahead.
You! Here! Now! No! What have I done? This is not happening. What is this place? Keep it together, Lauren. Find a way out. Finally! Carter, this is not the time. I'm rather busy.
Doom: The Dark Ages is the upcoming prequel to Doom 2016, and Doom Eternal, taking the iconic series in a new direction with a dark medieval setting. Developed by ID Software using the latest id Tech engine, the game offers a fresh narrative approach, exploring the origins of the Doom Slayer's rage as he battles hordes of demons in a kingdom on the brink of destruction. Players will wield brutal new weapons like the shield saw and the flail, while also piloting massive machines such as the Atlan mech and the Mecha Dragon to fight larger-than-life demons. Perfect Dark is a highly anticipated reboot of the classic first-person spy thriller series, developed by The Initiative in collaboration with Crystal Dynamics. The game takes place in a futuristic setting where ecological disasters have ravaged the planet, and megacorporations like Core Mantis have stepped in to create eco-technological sanctuaries. Players will take on the role of super spy Joanna Dark, as she uncovers mysteries in Cairo, using an array of high-tech gadgets, parkour movement, and stealth mechanics.
You need to find it before they do.
I'll have to improvise.
Generating voice print.
افتح ارسل واحدا آخر.
اختبر البوابة بحسب.
Before I could see. What this world was really hiding.
I hope you're
The
ready.
Axis Unseen is a first-person open-world horror game developed by Just Perky Games. In this game, you step into a dark fantasy world where you must hunt terrifying creatures from ancient folklore using a bow and elemental arrows. As you hunt these beasts, you can acquire their powers, such as enhanced senses, making you an even more formidable predator. The gameplay involves strategic tracking, careful management of wind direction, and upgrading your weapons and abilities as you progress. Borderlands 4 is the next installment in the popular looter-shooter franchise developed by Gearbox Software and published by 2K Games. Set on an all-new planet, players will once again take on the role of a vault hunter, searching for secret alien treasures and engaging in fast-paced, explosive combat. The game promises to expand on the familiar Borderlands formula with new environments, weapons, and chaotic battles against hordes of enemies. Terminator Survivors is an open-world survival game set after the events of Judgment Day. Developed by Nacon Studio Milan and built on Unreal Engine 5, the game places players in a post-apocalyptic world where they must evade a relentless T-800 and build resistance against Skynet. The game offers both single-player and cooperative modes for up to 3 players. Players will explore the world using drivable vehicles and build bases to survive and fight back. Avowed is an upcoming first-person fantasy RPG developed by Obsidian Entertainment, set in the world of Aora from the Pillars of Eternity series. In this game, players explore the mysterious and dangerous Living Lands as an envoy sent to investigate a deadly plague. The game promises a rich world filled with diverse environments, including forests, deserts, caves, and more. Obsidian has crafted a story-focused experience, featuring detailed companions and offering players choices that will shape their journey.
So that those who remain standing can shape its future.
They both deceive you. There is more wonder in this world than eyes alone can see. You must open yourself to its mysteries. Tend to its purpose, no matter how wild. And become what the Living Lands truly needs. Its protector.
Defiant is an upcoming third-person action-adventure game powered by Unreal Engine 5, developed by Rogue Games. The game is set in an alternate historical timeline where players lead a rebellion against a tyrannical empire. Featuring large-scale battles, strategic gameplay, and a compelling narrative, the Defiant offers a unique mix of combat and tactical decision-making. Players will be able to recruit and command various units while engaging in intense combat sequences. State of Decay 3 is the upcoming third installment in the open-world zombie survival series developed by Undead Labs. Built with Unreal Engine 5, the game introduces several enhancements, including more advanced environmental storytelling and more immersive, brutal gameplay. Players will once again face hordes of zombies, but this time with the added challenge of corrupted wildlife, such as zombified deer and wolves, in a new, wintry wilderness setting.
The sacrifice would be worth it. It would always be worth it. And that helped us find the courage to keep going, to fight on. When we needed it the most.
Instinction is a dinosaur-themed survival horror game developed by Hashbane Interactive, set in a visually stunning, semi-open world. Powered by Unreal Engine 5, the game features realistic environments and dinosaurs, with ray tracing and DLSS support for high-end visual fidelity. Players will engage in combat, exploration, and puzzle solving while uncovering ancient artifacts left behind by a lost civilization. Defect is a cyberpunk-themed, squad-based, first-person shooter developed by Empty Vessel. Set in a dystopian city ruled by an authoritarian AI, the game lets players choose between law enforcement or gang factions. It features intense 4 versus 4 multiplayer gameplay where teams compete in completing missions such as eliminating targets or conducting arms smuggling operations. Powered by Unreal Engine 5, the game boasts high-quality visuals, with Mick Gordon composing the soundtrack. Judas is an upcoming first-person narrative-driven shooter developed by Ghost Story Games, led by Ken Levine, the creator behind BioShock. Set aboard a starship called the Mayflower, players take on the role of Judas, who must forge or break alliances with her enemies to survive. The game is heavily influenced by BioShock's atmospheric storytelling, with a strong focus on player choice, offering multiple narrative paths that will shape the story based on decisions made. A Quiet Place. The Road Ahead is a single-player horror adventure set in the same universe as the movie franchise. Developed by Stormind Games, this game tells a new story about a young survivor navigating a post-apocalyptic world filled with sound-sensitive creatures. Players must remain silent to avoid detection, using simple tools and their surroundings to survive. The game emphasizes stealth, exploration, and puzzle solving, offering an unnerving atmosphere reminiscent of the films. Routine is an upcoming first-person sci-fi horror game developed by Lunar Software. Set on an eerie, abandoned lunar base, the game revolves around uncovering the mystery of what happened to the crew while surviving dangerous encounters. The game's aesthetic is inspired by an 80s vision of the future, blending retro technology with a tense atmosphere. Players will explore dimly lit corridors, relying on stealth and limited tools to avoid detection by hostile robotic enemies. Alkahest is an action-adventure RPG developed by Push On, set in a grim, medieval fantasy world. The game combines immersive sim elements, drawing inspiration from titles like Dark Messiah of Might and Magic and Dishonored. Players take on the role of the youngest son of a minor ruler in the Kingdom of Cadanor, tasked with investigating mysterious goblin raids at the county's border. The gameplay features dynamic combat, environmental interaction, and alchemy in place of magic, allowing players to brew potions and manipulate their surroundings during battles. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is an upcoming first-person adventure game developed by Machine Games using the ID Tech engine. Set in 1937, between the events of Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade, this game follows Indiana Jones as he embarks on a globe-trotting mission to stop sinister forces from unlocking the secrets of an ancient power known as the Great Circle. The gameplay mixes exploration, puzzle solving, and action, with players using Indy's iconic whip, journal, and tools to navigate ancient ruins, solve intricate puzzles, and battle enemies.
From an Indiana Jones adventure. Mysterious artifacts, cunning villains, ancient discoveries, hard-hitting action. It's a world of constant danger where you've gotta think on your feet to stay alive. The Great Circle spans the entire globe, from snake-filled jungle temples to scorpion-riddled desert tombs. Stunning open areas to explore freely, full of secrets for you to discover. And you'll get more than just the classic whip and revolver. Indy's
Clockwork Revolution is a first-person action RPG set in a vibrant steampunk metropolis called Avalon. Developed by Insile Entertainment, the game offers time manipulation mechanics where players use a device called the chronometer to travel back in time, influence the past, and witness the ripple effects on the present. The game's narrative explores themes of class struggle and political power as players attempt to overthrow Lady Ironwood, who has been manipulating history to maintain her rule over Avalon.
It takes one rebellious little gear to ruin everything. If you resist my rule, if you alter our past, if you threaten what I have built, there is nowhere in space or time where I will not destroy.
Phantom Blade Zero is an upcoming action RPG developed by S-Game, blending fast-paced hack-and-slash gameplay with a dark kung fu punk aesthetic. Set in the mysterious Phantom world, players control an assassin named Soul who faces overwhelming odds in a bleak, dangerous universe. The game emphasizes fluid combat, featuring highly choreographed kung fu moves inspired by classic martial arts films. It aims to combine intense action with strategic depth, drawing comparisons to games like Devil May Cry and Ninja Gaiden.
Just run away? It won't make any difference at the end of the day. You know better than anyone else. That no one.
Dying Light the Beast is a standalone entry in the Dying Light series developed by Techland. The game brings back Kyle Crane, the protagonist from the first Dying Light, who has been held captive and experimented on for over a decade. Set in a post-apocalyptic rural area known as Castor Woods, once a popular tourist destination, players will encounter various factions, survivors, and a mysterious beast that roams the area.
Every man has an animal within. If you push too much, you might unleash the beast.
Neo Berlin 2087 is a first- and third-person action RPG set in a futuristic cyberpunk version of Berlin. Developed by Elysium Game Studio using Unreal Engine 5, the game promises a blend of cinematic storytelling, immersive investigations, and action-packed combat. Players will navigate through a divided Berlin, where advanced technology is accessible only to the elite class within the city, while the outskirts suffer from poverty and dysfunction.
How do you save humanity?
A crime. Something like this should never have happened.
I was right.
Metal Gear Solid Delta: Snake Eater is a highly anticipated remake of the 2004 classic Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Built on Unreal Engine 5, this version promises to deliver updated visuals while staying true to the original's iconic stealth gameplay. Players will again step into the shoes of Naked Snake, Big Boss, as he embarks on a mission to save a rocket scientist during the Cold War era.
Put out that cigar. Connecting oxygen hose to interior connector. Put on your mask. Does this panty waste know what he's doing?
Approaching release point.
10 minutes to drop off.
Hey, are you deaf?
He said put out the cigar and put on your mask.
Time Ghost is Unity's latest real-time cinematic tech demo, developed to showcase the capabilities of Unity 6. This demo, presented at the Unite 2024 event in Barcelona, emphasizes advancements in visual quality and real-time rendering, pushing the limits of what Unity 6 can achieve. The demo features a stunning environment with up to 12 million instances of vegetation made possible through the DOTS entity component system, ensuring high-performance rendering. Stalker 2: Heart of Chornobyl is an upcoming first-person shooter and survival horror game developed by GSC Game World. Built using Unreal Engine 5, the game offers an expansive open-world map spanning over 60 square kilometers, making it one of the largest in gaming. The game focuses on a post-apocalyptic setting within the Chornobyl exclusion zone, filled with dangerous anomalies, factions, and mutated creatures. Monster Hunter Wilds is the next evolution in Capcom's renowned action RPG series. Set in the Forbidden Lands, this installment introduces players to a living world filled with dynamic ecosystems, diverse biomes, and massive monsters. Players will take on the role of a hunter in an unexplored frontier, joined by characters like a guild-appointed handler, a palico partner, and other companions. The environment will dynamically shift, influencing the behavior of the wildlife and the Crimson Desert is an upcoming open-world action RPG from Pearl Abyss, set in the fantasy world of Highwell. Initially planned as a prequel to Black Desert Online, the game has evolved into its own standalone narrative, focusing on Cliff, a mercenary struggling to survive in a war-torn land. Players can expect a blend of intense, fast-paced combat and exploration, as well as large-scale battles that require strategic use of weapons and environments, including scaling creatures to defeat them in the style of Monster Hunter. Assassin's Creed Shadows is the upcoming entry in the long-running franchise, set in feudal Japan during the late Sengoku period. The game introduces two distinct protagonists, Naoe, a shinobi assassin, and Yasuke, a legendary African samurai. Each character brings their own unique playstyle. Nao focuses on stealth and agility, while Yasuke engages in powerful, precise combat. Dragon Age: The Veilguard is the fourth major installment in the beloved Dragon Age series. Set to release almost a decade after Dragon Age Inquisition, it takes place in the world of Thetis, following the catastrophic events caused by Solace, the Dread Wolf, who attempts to tear down the veil between Thetis and the Fade. Players will control Rook, a customizable character who leads the Veilguard, a group of companions united to stop the threats posed by ancient deities and Darkspawn.
Everyone, get ready!
Orders! Ready, ballistas! Wait for it.
Come on. Come on!
Reanimal is a cooperative horror-adventure game developed by Tarsier Studios, the team behind Little Nightmares. Set on a terrifying island, the story follows a brother and sister as they desperately search for their missing friends. The game offers a mix of exploration on both land and by boat, and players will need to work together to survive the nightmarish challenges they encounter. Reanimal emphasizes tension, atmosphere, and claustrophobia, with players navigating through a dark, fragmented world full of eerie creatures and unsettling environments. The Silent Hill 2 remake, developed by Bloober Team and published by Konami, is set to release on October 8, 2024 for PlayStation 5 and PC. This remake of the 2001 psychological horror classic is built on Unreal Engine 5, featuring enhanced visuals, atmospheric lighting through Lumen, and detailed environments powered by Nanite. The remake stays faithful to the eerie, fog-filled town of Silent Hill, while also modernizing the experience with an over-the-shoulder camera for more immersive gameplay. Ark Raiders is a PvPvE survival extraction shooter developed by Embark Studios. Set in a post-apocalyptic future, humanity has retreated underground, seeking resources on a dangerous surface ravaged by ORC machines. Players take on the role of raiders, scavenging for supplies while battling both mechanical enemies and rival players. The game offers both solo and cooperative multiplayer modes, where players must strategically plan their raids to survive and extract valuable resources safely.
Face our fears head on.
Another giant just left orbit, coming in damn hot.
Showtime.
Exodus is an upcoming sci-fi action RPG developed by Archetype Entertainment, a studio founded by industry veterans from BioWare. Set in a distant future where humanity has fled a dying Earth, the story follows the last remnants of humanity as they explore new galaxies and face hostile alien forces called the Celestials. The narrative centers around time dilation and the complex choices players will make as they navigate this vast universe.
More trouble than they're worth. Others, perhaps viable in theory, prove nothing more than desolate, hopeless wastelands. Some are even hostile. In fact, it often goes that the more beautiful the planet, the more sinister the threats it holds. The few that show fertile promise are made ready for terraforming, and their locations transmitted.
Grand Theft Auto 6 is set to launch in the fall of 2025. This highly anticipated installment in the GTA franchise will return to Vice City, now part of a larger, new state called Leonida. Rockstar Games promises the biggest open-world experience in the series, with an immersive narrative and world-building that pushes the boundaries of current gaming technology. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is a turn-based RPG with real-time mechanics developed by Sandfall Interactive. Set in a fantasy world inspired by Belle Epoque France, the story follows a group called Expedition 33, tasked with defeating the ominous Paintress, who paints the age of those she condemns to death each year. As players explore breathtaking landscapes and face surreal enemies, they will experience a blend of classic RPG mechanics and real-time actions like dodging and parrying, making combat more engaging and dynamic.
Wait. Everyone. Looks like a different species.
Doesn't matter. They're between us and AILA.
Wouldn't expect a Cartesian engineer to understand beauty.
We can use that.
Empire of the Ants is an upcoming real-time strategy and adventure game based on Bernard Werber's famous novel. Developed by Tower 5 and powered by Unreal Engine 5, the game offers players a deep, photorealistic exploration of a microscopic world. You take on the role of the 103,683rd ant, tasked with guiding your colony to new horizons in a French forest.
Welcome to the fascinating Empire of the Ants. Play as 103,683, an inquisitive ant in a world of unsuspected dangers. Your mission? Defend your colony against rival kingdoms and expand the borders of our Queen's Empire beyond known lands. But remember, the strength of your people lies in unity and strategy. In this exciting strategy game, every decision counts. Research technologies, train the right legions, and choose which one to send into battle first. New threat is on the way. Gather your forces.
The Forever Winter is a co-op tactical survival horror shooter that entered early access on September 24, 2024 for PC. Developed by Fundog Studios, this game places players in a post-apocalyptic world where massive AI-driven war machines wage endless battles over Earth's remaining resources. Players assume the role of scavengers, navigating dangerous environments to gather resources while avoiding or battling both rival factions and colossal enemies. OD is an upcoming horror game developed by Kojima Productions, led by Hideo Kojima in collaboration with Xbox Game Studios. It promises to push boundaries, blending gaming, film, and new media forms. The game, built using Unreal Engine 5, focuses on fear and explores the concept of overdosing on it. Jordan Peele, known for his work in the horror genre, has also collaborated as a writer, adding a unique narrative depth to the project.
Ain't the kind singing fox, the jabbering crab, and the mad whale, and started wending and quacking.
Death Stranding 2 on the Beach is the highly anticipated sequel to Hideo Kojima's 2019 Death Stranding. The game continues the story of Sam Porter Bridges, played by Norman Reedus, who embarks on a new journey to save humanity from extinction. Returning characters include Fragile and Higgs, with new cast members such as Elle Fanning and Shioli Kutsuna joining the universe.
Till the morning.
Well?
Spine is an upcoming cinematic action game set in a dystopian cyberpunk world. Developed by Neki, the game places players in the role of Redline, a rebellious street artist who, with the help of her sentient combat implant called Spine, fights against an oppressive AI regime. The game draws inspiration from action films like John Wick, offering fluid, dynamic combat that combines gunplay and melee combat, often referred to as gun fu.
Come at me, creep! Come on!
Don't damage your spine. That's an order.
Amateurs. Red line, get ready. We've got guests. Let's welcome them properly.
Marvel 1943. Rise of Hydra is an action-adventure game set during World War II, developed by Skydance New Media and directed by Amy Hennig, the creative mind behind Uncharted. The game features a unique ensemble of 4 heroes: Captain America, Black Panther, Wakandan Spy Nanali, and Gabriel Jones of the Howling Commandos. Together, they must stop Hydra from capitalizing on the chaos of the war.
By the look of things, he's not very far ahead.
The American boy is right on your heels.
Who the hell are you?
If you wanted us dead, we'd be dead. So what do you want?
Answers.
That's far enough! Stay out of my way! Stand aside! I do not take orders from anyone! I don't have time for this. Neither do I.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is the highly anticipated sequel to Warhorse Studios' medieval RPG, continuing the story of Henry of Skalitz as he navigates a turbulent 15th century Bohemia. The game, set during a brutal civil war, promises an even larger open world, enhanced RPG mechanics, and more immersive first-person combat. Players will follow Henry's journey from a humble blacksmith's son to a key figure in the resistance against King Sigismund of Hungary.
It can end before it gets started.
Congratulations, Sir Knight. You finally become a man.